Hey, good morning, everybody. A beautiful day. They said it was supposed to rain today. Andy and I were supposed to get out and do a roof today. We were supposed to get out and get over to Rob's place and do that. It looks like the video is a little bit choppy here. Again, tried to clean up the phone and update all my apps. So I'm really hoping that Sprint opens up. I could get a phone, or maybe I can order one. However that process is, I just got to kind of look into it. But good morning, guys. A few things that I just wanted to cover for everybody today. Thoughts that I had going through yesterday. Mandatory. Oh, I was able to get together with some friends yesterday, which was really nice. Was able to see them after a while. We were able to just kind of sit down and talk and smile, enjoy one another, have a little bit of dinner. So that was good. Feeling a little bit normal. Getting back to that, this bullshit new normal thing that everybody wants to make us believe. Oh, the new normal, the new normal, the new normal. That no, whatever with the new normal, whatever our normal is, that'll be our normal. But the vaccinations, mandatory vaccinations, guys. We had that big protest that we did. It was about a week and a half ago. It was on Saturday, I think June 13th, that we did that down in Albany. And I know a lot of people will say, "Hey, we're not going to get the mandatory. We're not getting the vaccines." And I'm with you guys. I'm full on 1,000% with you on not getting the mandatory vaccinations. However, saying it is not enough. I mean, we've seen that, right? We had our children that are forced to get these vaccinations and religious exemptions removed. Those were removed, and we had our children being kicked out of schools, discriminated against, and if they didn't get the vaccination. So bad stuff. If you want to stand up with the people who are fighting this, reach out to me, and then I could put you in contact with the people that are fighting these fights and have been fighting these fights very hard for a very long time. Wanted to mention that Cuomo is now, so moving on about sorry guys, the vaccinations. Like I said, you got to stand up, whatever it is that you can do. The very basics, writing letters, voting. Today's primaries, get out there and vote. Don't forget to do that. Make sure that, like I said, you're writing letters, emails, supporting politicians who are against mandatory vaccinations. That's huge, guys. Just doing those little things. But if you want to do more, reach out to me and I can put you in contact with the people that are fighting these fights, and they have been fighting them. Okay, so now moving on to Cuomo. Cuomo, we know the guy killed and murdered our loved ones and so many people's loved ones. And his policies did it directly, his policies. And we knew he was going to try to shirk responsibility for those things. We know he was going to try to, distance himself when the heat started to come on him, and when people were looking for somebody to be held accountable and responsible for those actions. And now he already had his plan. He had his plan in place. He had it all laid out, and we're seeing him do that. We're seeing him completely deny, deflect, project everything off of him onto any other source that he can. And even saying he didn't do anything wrong, even though he had the highest death total of any state by far, because as a direct result of his policies. He murdered people. So I'm really hopeful that, somebody, some attorney, some group of people are going to be pissed off enough, they're going to hold him accountable, and criminally accountable. Not just remove him from office, but hold him criminally accountable. There are people that, good morning, Mel. Good to see you, hon. Good morning, Carrie. So we need people to really kind of support that movement of all the people that are fighting that fight to get Cuomo out. So whatever, again, you want to do, write those letters to your politicians. If you want to, send emails, make sure you're supporting today with the primaries. Go out and vote. Liz Glass is a politician that if she is in your district, vote for her. She is against mandatory vaccinations at the very least. So, but if you do want to do anything more, reach out to me, message me, and then I'll get your information into the hands of the people who are doing things to try and get rid of Cuomo the best that we can. And our group is one of those groups that we're trying to do that. So we're working with the assembly that's in central New York, Natalie Greer. She's been kind of spearheading that. Melissa Heinrich, she's been doing that, or Heinrich, she's been doing that as well. So get in touch with me if you want to do anything more on that end as well. The Jesus thing, we knew this was coming, guys. We knew the Jesus thing was coming because we don't do anything. We're sitting back. We're allowing these people to escalate. The maniacs, the psychotics, the sociopaths. We are allowing them to take control of the bus and drive it. And we feed into the media, by not doing anything. We enable these people. We empower them by not stepping up and doing anything at all. What are the basic things? Well, Pete, what can I do? What can I do? The basic things that you can do are have conversations with the people that you know. Basic conversations. Let them know that you support them. If you want to start your own Facebook page with all the like-minded people, some of us are business owners and some of us are afraid to lose business because we're going to speak our mind. That is a lot of people, guys. That is a whole lot of people that are afraid of that. Start a Facebook page with just the people that you know are like-minded to you with your thought process and your feelings and your belief. And not that you share everything the same exact way, but start that page. This way you can kind of share and collaborate with the information that you guys have, the research that you have. That's what we've done. The groups that we're working out, amazing. The support that we all feel, the connectedness that we all feel, just, part of family, the smiles that you get. So even if you wanted to start, or if you wanted to join our group or message me, I would love to have you guys a part of it. And these women and these men that are a part of these groups are amazing. The support that they give me, everybody reached out to me in the past week. It was just great. And those are the little things that we can do. You can have those conversations with family, friends, loved ones, basic conversations, try not to be combative, try not to engage in that, and then, like I said, the Facebook page, getting involved with the Facebook group, sometimes just those little things. Or even like for me, I try to focus in on whoever it is that I can and be present, with whoever it is that I'm at. And obviously I know a lot of people and I help a lot of people. So I have to be very, very, very diligent about what it is that, I got to be present. I have to be in that moment. And if you just think about that, if you can give that little bit of extra time, that little bit of extra attention to somebody in your life, it means so much. Just that kind word, that support, that encouragement, it really means the world to somebody. And, the impact that it can have on somebody's day, especially when when they woke up, they went to bed, they were exhausted, and it's exhausting times, guys. We know this. So they go to bed, they wake up, they're still scared, they're still frightened. They get up, they don't have anybody, nobody's texted them, nobody's called them. And probably nobody's going to call them. Just imagine going through a day like that. But if we could share that information to reach out to just one person, if we could just reach out to one person each, every day, then, the amount of people, the number of people you can impact and affect in a positive way is incredible. So, just kind of be cognizant of those little things. And I think it helps us too, to really kind of be able to be there for somebody. It allows us to feel good, that we're there for somebody else, but then also it allows somebody else to feel good. It's reciprocal, symbiotic, happiness is a state of mind. Everybody that I work with, I push that on them, and everybody that I have been blessed and fortunate to come across in my life, that has trusted me to work with them, to help them with what they have going on, it means the world to me that I was able to have their trust. But happiness, the thing that I tell everybody, the very first thing is I ask them, I said, do you want to be happy? Do you believe that you can be happy? And, we have so many things working against us right now so that we're not happy. But you can rise above that. And I'll give you an example. I have an ex-girlfriend. My ex-girlfriend, great woman. She's got a great boyfriend now, Nick, a really great guy. But she struggles, and she didn't believe that she could be happy. And I asked that same question to her. And I said, believe it. And every time you have that, I said, we're responsible for our own happiness. Believe that you can be happy. When you start to have those conversations in your mind that are negative, and we know we're all having those, they're going to elicit those negative feelings. They're going to elicit those bad feelings. So if you can redirect that conversation, I told her, you can start to own your happiness, and you can start to control and guide your life. She's stubborn. She is super stubborn, and she thinks it relates to intelligence. And I said, it's not. It's really just a conversation. Do you know that she started implementing that the other day after years and years and years and years and years, and she wants to be happy. And when you want to be happy, you can be happy. When you commit to yourself, you can be happy. And when you start to change those thoughts, you can be happy, you can be more whole, and then you can start to go out and really enjoy life in spite of everything that's happening. And that's how we can radiate out that, we all want to be happy. We want to be at peace. And if we start to be happy and be at peace, be centered with ourselves, then that's going to radiate out. When we go into the stores, people are going to pick up on that. When we go to church, we're going to be more present. We're going to be more engaged. We're going to be more willing to have that conversation as opposed to going, oh man, I want to get out of here. I want to go back home and drink my coffee and read the paper. But those little things that you can do for yourself throughout the course of a day to make yourself happy, and it's simple, allows you to help other people in a better way. And like I said, my ex, I won't mention her name, but she did that, did not believing that she could, and almost instantly. And that's what I tell people. It's not this long process. So many of us are so close on the edge of happiness and, and almost, despair, but unhappiness, right? But that can lead to despair. So, trying to help those, do the small things in your sphere of influence, that's huge, right, guys? And I think the one big thing is we all think that we can't do anything. And I have these conversations with people all the time. Like, well, what can I do? What can I do? Because we're all told, through the media and everything else, in order to, do something or affect something or, make a difference, you have to be heavily involved. And that's not true. The littlest things that you do make such a huge difference. And, like Carrie, she volunteers at the shelter, for the dogs, and she loves that. And it's very frustrating. If you've ever volunteered for one of those things, there's a lot of crazy cat and dog ladies or people, and it can be tough. But you try to overcome that, you try to surmount that, and you try to stay centered and focused on being there for the animals, but also being there for yourself. And that's just a little thing. And that impact that little thing has on somebody or those animals or somebody else is huge. Being an example to somebody else is huge. And I can't, so many people that I talk to, I say, look at, all you can do is just embody and personify that happiness. And if somebody sees that, it's huge for them. But if you can do a little bit more, being great to someone, just one person, is huge and in affecting their day in a positive way, because then that radiates out for them and their sphere of influence. So a lot of this like happiness and guru talk, but I'm noticing that people are still upset. Things are still closed. We still need to open. There's still a lot of work. There's still protests. They still want to take down statues. This is all in this cycle, this media cycle that they perpetuate. The only way we get it back, guys, is if we all start to be better. If we all start to improve ourselves. If we all start to do just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Rather than having that argument with your loved one, step back and say, do I need to argue with this person? Or can I just give them a hug and just drop it? And say, I love you, and I love being with you. It starts there. And then maybe your child or your kids start to see that, or your kids. How many parents I talk to that aren't really present with their kids, and they don't know how to be. Just maybe paying attention to that, doing a dinner. Just those little tiny little things that affect the people. I never realized my role in other people's lives. Like, I really never did. I never realized the impact. I wasn't responsible with it. I was like, oh, nobody's paying attention to me. But they are. And when those people that matter to you see you happy, and they see you smiling, and they see you willing to say the kind words, you don't have to be that person that engages in all that negativity, especially with your loved ones and your friends. Smile, be happy. Ask them how their day was. Laugh. Laugh for no friggin' reason at all. For the longest time, I didn't, it was tough for me to laugh. I enjoyed laughing, and this has been a long time, but those were invaluable lessons for me to learn, and just enjoying life and being happy, the best that you can. And that doesn't mean, there's not going to be those times where you have to be a warrior, because there are times that we got to be warriors, and now is a time that we have to be warriors as well. But it's duplicitous, right? It's multifaceted. We can be all these different layers simultaneously at the same time. You can fight for what, and you can also be happy and caring and loving and nurturing at the same time. So those were a lot of the things that I wanted to communicate to everybody today. Like I said, I thought it was supposed to rain, but it ain't looking like it's going to rain today. Wrong again. Figure fake news. But enjoy your day, guys. It was great seeing all the faces, and, send me a message, like I said, on anything that you need, any help that you need. If you want information on some of the groups that are working with the helping against stop the mandatory vaccinations, or working at removing Cuomo from office, or working just in general to kind of bring some stability back to our area and our state and our country, let me know, guys, because I've got the names and these people want the help. So if you have any time at all, it'd be great for you guys to share it. Enjoy your day. I hope it's a beautiful one, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. If anything happens today, I'll be back on, but it is a busy day with work. I got a lot of responsibilities today, but look forward to seeing you guys. Enjoy.